Welcome to the Sioux City Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center. My name is Sarah and I will be your guide on this virtual tour. The center here focuses on the story of the Lewis and Clark expedition and what happened to them here in Iowa, Nebraska. It was the summer of 1804 and they were traveling north up the Missouri River. Many events took place here, including the encounter with the Otoe Missouri tribe, the death of Sergeant Floyd, and the desertion of Private Moses Reed. Before I get into those stories, though, I want to set the stage and talk a little bit about the purchase of the Louisiana Territory in 1803. In 1803, the United States purchased the Louisiana Territory from France. This purchase cost $15 million. Now, at the time, the United States really didn't know what was out here, and so President Thomas Jefferson asked Captain Meriwether Lewis to lead a military expedition through the territory to follow the Missouri River up all the way north, looking for a water route to the Pacific Ocean, to learn about the plants, the animals, the climate, and to meet with and learn about the native people here. After receiving their orders from the president, Lewis and his co-captain hired soldiers, boatmen, and interpreters, all of who were strong and courageous to help them on their mission. When the expedition reached Sioux land in the summer of 1804, they were very busy. The soldiers were busy learning about the animals, like the prairie dogs and pelicans, and the captains were meeting with the Otoe and Missouri tribe to discuss trade. While they were here, the captains did have one troublemaker, Moses Reed, who deserted the expedition. We don't know why Reed decided to run away, but as a military expedition, the captains couldn't let Reed go unpunished. They sent a search party to track and hunt down Reed and bring him back to camp. Reed was court-martialed and made to run the gauntlet. The gauntlet consisted of all the soldiers in the group lining up in two lines, facing each other. As Reed walked down this gauntlet, this line of men, the men whipped him on the back. After the punishment of Reed, our story takes a sad turn. While camped along the riverbanks, Sergeant Charles Floyd, one of 3 sergeants on the expedition, became ill with what Captain Clark described as bilious colic, or very bad stomach pains. The captains treated Sergeant Floyd with bloodletting and thunderclapper pills. These pills were a mixture of mercury and laxatives. Unfortunately, Sergeant Floyd's health did not improve and he died on August 20th, probably of appendicitis. The captains buried him on a high bluff overlooking the river, which they named Floyd's River. Today, the Sergeant Floyd Monument marks the bluff here in Sioux City. After Sergeant Floyd's death, the men held an election and promoted Private Patrick Gass to be the new sergeant. As you just heard, the Lewis and Clark expedition were very busy here in Siouxland. After they left, they continued north up the Missouri River, passing over the Rocky Mountains until they reached their destination, the Pacific Ocean, in the fall of 1805. Thank you for coming along with me on this virtual tour. We hope that you're able to visit the center to pick up your very own free activity book, and we'll see you next time.